Today is a very sad day for Xbox fans around the world. Microsoft just announced that they will be shutting down 4 of their first-party internal studios. 4 studios in one day. Let's look into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So breaking news, I'm afraid. Yes, it's true. Microsoft is shutting down 4 of their first-party studios. Very sad news because people will be losing their jobs, at least some of them. We won't be getting any more games from these 4 studios. And genuinely speaking, looks like gaming industry is in a worse state than I thought, really. Layoffs everywhere, really. So that's not looking good, really. But what about these studios? So who has been affected? So this is an email that was sent by Phil Spencer, I believe, where he listed these 4 studios. So Arcane Austin, AlphaDog Studios, Tango Gameworks, and Roundhouse Games. And he actually put some notes here too about the state of Redfall. When it comes to Arcane Austin, this studio will close with some members of the team joining other studios to work on projects across Bethesda. Arcane Austin has a history of making impactful and innovative games, and it is a pedigree that everyone should be proud of. Redfall, well, no more updates basically. The game will be still, servers will be still available to play, and that's it. AlphaDog Studios, this studio will also close. We appreciate the team's creativity in bringing Doom to new players. Mighty Doom will be sunset on August 7. And we will be turning off the ability for players to make any purchases in the game. So I didn't even know that they made that game, but there we go. It's a mobile kind of studio, which is weird because, I thought that they want to invest more in mobile. Tango Gameworks will also close. We are thankful for their contributions to Bethesda and players around the world. Hi-Fi Rush will continue to be available to players on the platform it is today. So this is super weird, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Roundhouse Games, the team at Roundhouse Games will be joining ZeniMax Online Studios. Roundhouse has played a key role in many of our recent game launches, and bringing them into ZeniMax Online Studios to work on Elder Scrolls Online will mean we can do even more to grow the world that millions of players can call home. So yeah, I guess Roundhouse Games is not necessarily kind of shutting down, really. They are being merged, I guess, into the ZeniMax. So okay, well, that's not actually such a terrible news, and looks like they've been helping ZeniMax Online Studios to work on their games anyway. But I guess AlphaDog Studios, okay, I get it. This game, Mighty Doom probably didn't do so well, but Arcane Austin, now it's sad to see that happening because they've made some great games in the past. They are very creative and everything, but yeah, they failed with Redfall, I'm afraid. Now, I wouldn't necessarily blame only studio for that because, management at Xbox didn't really, made them any favors. Same with Bethesda. But it's really sad to see them go because they've used, I think they were responsible for Prey, if I'm not mistaken, or it's either Prey or Dishonored. I can't remember which one exactly, but some great games. Yeah, the Redfall was a flop, but other than that, they did some great games in the past. And this is the biggest surprise: Tango Gameworks. Now listen, Tango Gameworks not only is the only studio they, well, used to own now in Japan, and I'm talking about Microsoft Xbox in general, and they actually did pretty good job with Hi-Fi Rush and previous games, and Ghostwire Tokyo and everything. Great games. I mean, they sold pretty well apparently too, and now they are shutting them down. Now Hi-Fi Rush maybe didn't really sell that well because you know, on Xbox they didn't even market this game. There was no marketing campaign. They literally announced this game on stage in February, and the game was available to play the same day, so there was no marketing at all. Now they released it on PlayStation 5. It's coming to Switch 2. On PlayStation, didn't really sell well either. So, yeah. But still, Tango Gameworks is one of the more creative kind of studios, and they are shutting them down. It's really weird, really. There was a lot of talk about Arcane Austin being given another chance, but looks like that didn't happen. That's not happening. So listen, some people obviously are at Arcane will actually move to the other Arcane, or will be working for the other Arcane studios or Bethesda studios. I'm not sure if all of them, but you know, Tango, Alpha, you know, they gone, and it's kind of weird. When it comes to Arcane and Alpha Dogs, Tango Gameworks, these were, you know, single player focused kind of developers, very creative, not chasing trends, but rather sticking to you know, their kind of type of games they used to love to make, and that's not happening anymore. So I don't really know what's going on with Microsoft. I mean, listen, I get it. You know, sometimes I mean, this is a corporation. They are you know, corporation for a reason. They want to make money, as much money as possible, but sometimes you really have to think about, you know, future prospects, and you know, treat some game development as a investment, really, rather than just. But I don't know, listen, you know, after ABK deal, some things changed big time with Microsoft, and you know, looks like that small Xbox division that was driven by gamers like Phil Spencer and these kind of games, these kind of people. And I'm not saying that Phil Spencer is not responsible for these actions. Of course he is. He's part of it. But yeah, looks like numbers actually are more important than, you know, creative kind of process. And this is not only Xbox problem, right? I mean, PlayStation does the same, really, right? And other studios or other publishers, you know, does the same. Like, look what happened with how they called Criterion, I think they called, and Dead Space. You know, it didn't actually hit, you know, numbers they were expecting, and now they will be making another, you know, Battlefield apparently. So generally speaking, looks like Microsoft will be focusing more on online games and putting games on PlayStation. Really, they've are actually seeing quite a bit of success with Sea of Thieves on PlayStation. So I think that what they will be doing moving forward is just investing even more in these online kind of games. You know, just the fact that, you know, ZeniMax Online Studios will get Roundhouse Games. I mean, I'm not saying that they will skip, you know, single player games. Like Starfield is still doing great, and I'm sure it will be, you know, even better soon. But yeah, I am a little bit, I mean, yeah, I am actually pretty disappointed with that news. And what worries me is that they shut down studios that do create these single player games and creative games. And I don't know what's going to be. I mean, you know, will they be promoting creativity, or are they just going to be pushing more for Call of Duty type of games? You know, next couple of months, I guess, will be very interesting. And I mean, as I guess you could say, like, we're still going to get our Dooms and Indiana Jones, that single player game too, and stuff. But I don't know. You know, I don't want to scream Xbox is a flop and Microsoft is terrible. I mean, it's a corporation, of course, it's terrible. You know, when it comes to money and stuff, that's all what counts. But this is not a good look. And so after all these weeks, months of speculation about Xbox putting games on PlayStation, Nintendo, other platforms, and I don't know what to think of it, really, right? I mean, you know, clearly something has changed. Another thing is that they've been talking about investing in Japan, and they are shutting their only studio there. No, makes no bloody sense. I think they just given up on certain things, on certain strategies they were chasing before, like, you know, Japan and stuff. I think that, you know, I think they rather release games on PlayStation and Nintendo where the presence in Japan is strong, and put their games there on their platforms, rather than just spending money and investing in Xbox in Japan, for example, where they've never seen any success. So I guess that kind of makes sense, but why shutting down? Why do they shut down this particular studio? I have no bloody... I mean, money, of course, but you know what I mean. It's just like when it comes to creative process and everything, and having a presence in Japan. I mean, you know, you think that Japanese developers will want to cooperate with cooperate more with Microsoft now after they shut down Tango? I don't think so. So anyway, listen, we don't know the whole story, but you know, the fact of the matter is that it just doesn't really look good. So guys, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.